There were questions raised about 2 parcels of land in Mecklenburg County, the southern part of the county, undeveloped land, that the former House Speaker and his attorney decided to transfer to the Wake County public school system. This sounds a little bizarre, but it's because the crimes that Jim Black committed were prosecuted in Wake County. And so the Wake County schools, under the Constitution, schools are the legal recipient of fines. So because that prosecution happened in Wake County, it's the Wake County public schools that were to receive a $1 million state fine from Black. Well, after a series of delays, he finally paid half of the fine in cash in 2008, long after the original deadline the judge had imposed. Then more months of delay occurred, and finally the Wake County schools accepted, and the Wake County's district attorney accepted this transfer of land in Mecklenburg County that was supposed to satisfy the $500,000 fine that was left. The problem is that those 2 undeveloped tracts of land in Mecklenburg County were assessed for tax value about 5 years ago at less than $150,000. So somehow over 5 years, there was a more than 300% increase in the value of the land, including the last year in the Charlotte real estate market, probably the worst one in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
So the whole idea that it's suddenly worth $500,000 is a bit hard to fathom. The Jim Black's folks submitted an appraisal that they had commissioned that suggested it was worth $600,000. The problem is that no one's seen the appraisal. The DA didn't see it. The Wake County school system didn't see it. We can't get a hold of it. So it supposedly shows the value, but my argument is, and others' argument is, that if the land is worth $500,000, that means somebody's willing to pay $500,000 right now. So why didn't Jim Black sell the land to whoever's willing to pay $500,000 and then transfer the funds to Wake County, as would seem to make sense? The only conclusion that can be drawn from this is that because no money has transferred hands, Jim Black has not paid his fine. Well, he was supposed to pay his fine. The judge in the case, a Wake County Superior Court judge, said, well, he's paid his fine, and I'm going to sentence him to time served on the state charges. Some of the people in Wake County are pretty upset about this, including a school board member, Ron Margiotta, who said, look, we've accepted without question an appraisal from a felon. And the judge sort of lost his temper, and things got all weird and woolly. But the bottom line is that the questions that were raised about whether Jim Black ever paid his fine have not been adequately answered.